All right, we're rolling. Welcome back. It's the internet's okayest podcast. Back for another episode. Usually Jake does the intros, but we're trying something new today because I opened my mouth first.
There we have it.
That's pretty much the only thing that determines.
Yeah, it's basically like a duck goose game that's also a foot race,
Yeah.
except doesn't have any elements of duck goose and is just a foot race.
And it's completely just verbal.
Yeah, it's just we just talk.
Or one of us is verbal, the other is nonverbal.
I thought I heard mischief occurring behind me.
In the music corner.
Was it one of you? Where's my camera? Was it you? Was it you? You just look like a psychopath.
Hello.
Oh, God.
We are back.
We're here. We're in double digits.
We are in double digits. Epi 10.
Episode
Number 10.
Technically, this is episode 11, but
Technically, this is episode like 16.
yeah, we also have to I had to turn the gain way up, and we're still kind of peaking, but it's fine. Yeah, actually, you know what? Maybe I'm going to give us a little cranky wanky down.
Turny downski.
Cranky wanky down. There we go. Yeah, so we're not absolutely screaming into the GarageBand recording of this anymore.
This is the perils of being an indie podcast.
Yeah, we don't have
Nobody
any.
talks about perils of being an indie musician.
Oh.
Nobody wants to talk about being an indie podcast. There's no glory in it whatsoever.
Nobody wants to talk about an independently sourced microphone resting on the belly of a 250-pound 20-year-old man.
Yeah, yeah.
This is what it is. You're looking at it.
Anyways.
I'm not holding this microphone up. This is all fat.
All belly.
There's no tension in this wrist at all. I'm
That's-
limp right now.
You know, that's one reason I wish I kind of had a gut. Because, like...
You could rest your podcast
Yeah,
microphone
you just
on
have,
it.
like, an auxiliary shelf just right there.
Yeah.
But,
I do get back pain from my titties.
You dead ass?
No.
Either way, that would be hilarious.
Found the opening clip. Should we shut my windows?
Nah, that'll be all right.
Yeah, fuck it.
It's gonna end up smelling like feet. If not, we both got the
Yeah.
multiple-year-old Phazos on today.
Yeah, that's facts. Yours, arguably,
Dude, mine are like twice
much.
yeah.
Damn. Did you bleach the bottom of those?
No, they're just naturally gingivitis yellow.
Damn.
Yeah, I ordered a new pair with I didn't know that on the Nike app when you become a member you get like a birthday coupon.
Yeah.
So I used my birthday coupon for 10% off, and I used a Converse gift card, which you can also use on the Nike app.
Yeah, they own Converse.
I paid $15 for a new pair of Air Force Ones.
Damn.
Yeah.
I think my 21st birthday is gonna be the ousting of these.
Oh yeah.
I've only had these. No, when I'm 21, it'll be 2 years. All right, so. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's a lie. 21 will be a year. I think I might just make it a thing, like every year buy a new pair of
New
forces.
pair of Phazos. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Yeah, why not?
Fuck it, we got that big podcast money now.
Well, I was gonna buy. No, we did
That's
not.
a lie.
That
We don't
is
make any money from
1,000%
this
a
at all.
lie. We're losing money from this podcast right now. This podcast is making us hemorrhage money.
We are
destroying our social life and our collegiate academic careers.
Yeah, it's fine because we're funny on the internet now.
Yeah, exactly. We're internet nano celebrities at best.
Yeah, we get
Like 30 people know us.
we get a total combined average podcast view of about 25
Yeah.
per episode, which is fine because I just like to see my voice cast out over the electronic airwaves. They're also not airwaves unless you use a Bluetooth speaker.
Hearing my voice on record is just it's still so strange to me. Like,
Yeah, I got kind of desensitized to it from like editing.
yeah, like whenever like, so I get a lot of shit from this from multiple people, but when our new episodes drop, I do listen to the episode, and I full-blown disassociate myself from the fact that I'm listening to myself in my car right now.
It's like, oh, who's this dude talking
Yeah.
to Jake?
Yeah. I mean, you know, you got to observe your craft, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, how do you think we're gonna get better at podcasting?
Yeah.
That's
So,
why I've spent many an hour trying to get myself to stop breathing deeply in and out from
This
in
dude
front of
is
my
just
microphone.
having a battle with his eczema right now.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, he's going to war with his fucking the top of his hand.
Don't ever get eczema. I've had it for 20 years.
Isn't it kind of like unavoidable?
Yeah, if you have it, you have it.
My little sister had bad eczema when she was younger. She doesn't. I don't think she has it anymore.
Well, like you can.
I think you can like outgrow it, right? Or
Well,
cure it or
you
something.
can get rid of it with like diet changes and
Yeah, my
exercise
sister
and
just
drinking water.
my sister just drinks water and smokes Camel Crushes, so that's probably
Yeah,
what did it for her.
Camel a day keeps the eczema away.
But yeah, it was bad. It was like sometimes I'd like come home from like elementary school, and she'd be laying on the couch crying with no pants on because she couldn't put pants on because it was all on her ass.
Oh, I used to get ass
It
eczema.
was literally just on the back of her legs and her ass. It was honestly like I'm making light of it, but it was
Fucking
honestly
sucked.
I felt like really bad for her. It was kind of hard to watch.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I had it in the backs of my legs, the insides of my, like the ditch of my elbow, on the outsides of my elbows, my ass crack,
Oh, ass crack is
top
crazy.
top of the ass crack.
That is fucking wild.
It was fucking terrible. One of my cousins, when I was little, she would sleep over, and my mom would ask her to apply my eczema cream.
Oh my god.
And so she would put eczema cream
Oh.
in the crack of my ass.
Jesus Christ.
I was
that
like
is
7.
wow.
Yeah.
That's a good cousin right there, man.
Yeah. I love that bitch. You're not a bitch if you're listening. You know who you are. You fucking rock.
Yeah. That's like eczema's like the one thing I didn't have. Like I was kind of I was a hospital kid, not gonna lie. I had shit, just stuff I can think of off the top of my head. When when growing up, multiple asthma attacks. The shit with my stomach started when I was like 15, 16. A cyst that was so big at one point they thought I had a third kidney. I'd have to get like ultrasounds like every year. I'm a grown man that's had upwards of 20 ultrasounds in his life.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
On the back, too. That's just like,
Yeah. Well, no, it was on my stomach. It was all up here. Oh no, it's on my side. Yeah. But yeah, that upwards of 3 concussions, over 3 less than 6. I don't exactly remember how many. Surprise, surprise.
It was that 7th concussion that knocked it back down to an even number.
I really spent a lot of time in MRI machines, unfortunately, which kind of sucks. CAT scans, MRIs, they're terrible. I hate them.
Yeah, just fucking sitting in a tube that's like.
I did get to go into an open MRI once. That was nice. It's literally just like a ring, which that wasn't bad, but that's only one time. Because the hospital in town where I grew up was a Catholic hospital, which
Yeah, my grandfather didn't like that hospital.
nah.
He said they'd roll you in and roll you right back out. He's like, they take you in an ambulance and bring you home in a body bag.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No, I mean I never had major issues with it, but I spent a lot of time there in my adolescence. But one thing I never had was eczema.
Yeah.
I had terrible, terrible acne for up until like recently.
I still have bad acne. You know what helped me and then I never purchased again?
What?
Curology.
Curology
was
well.
awesome.
Curology works really well.
And then I stopped getting Curology when we moved. Right before we moved here, so like December, January, I was using Proactive.
Proactive didn't work well for me. I mean, it worked, but like it dried me out something awful to a point where like it wasn't even worth use.
That was before they had the moisturizer.
Yeah, I did. When I was younger, I had Proactive shaving cream, which
I need that.
I
need that.
It
bad.
made shaving with acne so much easier because
that's why I didn't shave.
Yeah,
like all of high school.
For at least 3 months of every year, I had to be clean shaven because I was a wrestler, and they didn't do away with that rule until this year. So you couldn't have any facial hair if you were a wrestler in high school.
Which I mean, I guess that makes sense because it's like a bunch of fucking dirty, sweaty dudes grinding on each other.
Yeah,
your
but
hair is just gonna trap.
You don't have to shave your body hair. Why should you have to? That was literally, I think that was the point they made at the rules committee meeting.
Wait, you don't have to shave body hair.
No, not anymore. Our coach likes to tell us that you used to have to when
I don't believe
he was
that,
in high
though.
school, but I don't believe that.
I don't see him ever having shaven any part of his body hair.
But to be fair,
Except maybe his dick.
It's so weird. Why the fuck would you say that?
We both know him. You know I'm right.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, 1,000% you are.
He also coached me when I wrestled. I know for a fact that man did not shave any part of his body. Except his head. And even then, it was always like a clean...
You ever see, like, pictures of, like, teenagers, like, in the 70s and 80s? Like, they just look more, like, childish.
Yeah, they look childish until they're, like, seniors in high school.
And then they just look... That's just their adult form until they hit their 50s.
Yeah, then, like, all the lead in the water fucking turn them into adults.
Yeah, so it's got to be the hormones in our food.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I've been able to grow a beard like this since I was 16.
I had solid mutton chops, I think, until I was about 19. And then the neck beard sprouted. And then the face beard only sprouted like maybe 4 months ago.
Yeah. It was weird because, like, for the longest time I could grow a beard, but, like, I didn't think I had a nice beard. Which, I mean, I got some patches from, like, scars on my face. But other than that, like...
Yeah, your shit comes in good.
Yeah, it does now. But I take care of my beard. Like, I'm not going to lie. I take good care of my hair and my beard.
I think if I took better care of my face and my body in general, I could probably grow a decent beard.
Yeah, I mean...
Because, like, when I had my full fucking neck beard, my, like...
When did you have a neck beard?
Do you remember that? So, last summer, I can actually show you a picture because it's actually, like, really gross. It's a picture of me and my baby girl at one of my cousin's weddings.
You just had a beard? Like, yeah, a full beard?
No, fucking neck beard, dude.
Just neck beard?
Just neck, because so it doesn't...
Like an Andrew Luck, like just...
Yeah, because it doesn't grow. So my cheeks didn't grow in until this past fall.
Okay.
And I was just like, I'll grow it out, see what happens over last spring.
Yeah.
So spring of 2022, 22, I just walked around with, like, this.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Do you remember this?
You looked fucking Amish, yeah.
Yeah, I looked stupid is what I looked like. And my mom...
It wasn't the best look, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I feel like I could tell you this now.
Yeah, the mother unit and my baby girl both were like, hey, you should shave that. And I was like, nah, I want to see how fat it can go. So I had hair the thickness of your beard down here, like down the side of my face, like where I used to have my sideburns.
You could definitely have some killer fucking sideburns.
I used to. I used to look...
You should bring them. You should like do full, like, sickabilly sideburns. That would be dope.
have my regular fade and then just
bring out some
fucking
some fucking Reverend Horton Heat psychobilly sideburns. That would be awesome. That would be so cool.
But I had like thickness of your beard from here down, and it just went like this, and it was just like, and like I
remember that now that you showed me the picture.
Yeah, so it was disgusting.
Yeah, that wasn't
not a good look.
No, the goatee suits you much better.
Yeah, the goatee, and the goatee's starting to connect too. I still have to shave it because it's like 9 pubes on my face right now.
That's one. Yeah,
but eventually it will be like the donut hole, like the divorced dad donut hole.
Like, even still, right now, my mustache and my beard don't connect fully.
Yeah, I get like a couple.
So I just trim in here and do like and keep the sharp like.
Yeah, just the disconnect, and it looks good.
Thank you.
It
took me a while to be comfortable with having a beard.
It's a weird feeling because it's like I've been shaving this for like 5 years.
Yeah, and I for so long perceived myself as a guy that doesn't have a beard because, like,
you didn't have a beard.
I didn't have a beard, and, like, I didn't think I'd look good with a beard.
Yeah, and then you get it, and you're like, oh wait, this is like my entire identity has changed.
And, like, the last time that I grew like a full big beard, I didn't really know how to trim it or anything, so I looked like fucking Jesus Christ.
yeah, it was just like the weird. You get like the straggler curls.
Because I already have the long curly hair, anyways.
Yeah, it just like pokes out.
But
I knew I had to shave the neck beard when it was. So like I was sitting, and as a fat dude, any fat guys out there listening, you get like this. I knew I had to shave the beard because I had a photo taken of me while I was sitting like this, and it looked like somebody had Elmer's glued pubes to my face. Because, like, it's hard to tell on camera, but, like, my mustache is genuinely, like, a thick, fully grown-in
Yeah,
mustache.
that is a solid mustache.
My chin, however, is Portuguese guy beard level thickness, which means, like, if you shone a bright enough light in my face, you would still be able to see my chin
Yeah.
through my fucking
Well,
chin
you
hair.
also just have lighter colored facial hair.
Yeah, my beard comes in red,
Yeah,
like
that's-
bright red.
that's one thing I honestly, for some reason, I thought would happen to me too. Like I thought that I would have lighter facial hair, because I only ever had like the goatee for a while, or like I'd just do like a mustache.
Yeah.
But
Well, aren't you like you're like Welsh though, right?
yeah, I'm Welsh. I have Polish in me.
Yeah, so like the red beard thing is more of like a Mediterranean
Yeah.
North African thing,
Yeah.
which I googled because I was like, why does my beard come in red? And I guess that's like some kind of like old timey genetic thing,
Yeah, that's
That
a
just
lot. A lot of
happens.
guys like have
like the red beard and
they
brown
have
hair.
ginger beard.
My grandfather was like a ginger,
Really?
and then went bald when he
Huh.
was 25.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, every photo
So
of this
bad.
every photo of this man from his first naval portrait to up until like a couple years before he died, bald.
Wow.
Looked like a thumb.
You know, you know what's really unfortunate that I'm starting to notice is kind of becoming more prominent. I mean, especially me now because like I'm starting to work with kids because I coach and everything. A lot of high schoolers are starting to bald.
Yeah.
Like we went to
They start to get like the weird receding hairline.
Yeah,
like fast.
we went up to New Hampshire for a tournament. Our head coach at his old high school that he went to. And multiple kids. I saw multiple kids on multiple different teams from New Hampshire that were balding. One kid had literally like full blown like male pattern baldness.
Yeah, just like the U.
He's senior in high school,
Yeah.
balding. And it's like, is that like the same part of like the changing hormones because of the fucking shit in our food now?
I don't know. That shit would be scary.
Because like there was kids when we were in high school that were balding.
yeah, there was like
I don't think anybody in like our senior class, but like I remember there being kids when we were younger that were like already losing their hair.
yeah, there was a kid. So one of my friends that goes to college now in New Hampshire, I think. Her boyfriend is like full Archie Bunker, like bald patch on the top
Really?
and like hair. You know, like the full, like the generic male pattern,
Like a big comb over?
thinning here and then hair in front of it,
Oh, poor
like
fella.
a bald yarmulke.
Yeah.
And he used to have long hair, so you didn't know. And she sent me or she didn't send me, but she had like a picture on her story of her and him, and she was like, it was like, I think it was like a Valentine's Day photo or something, some fucking take a cute picture because it's a couple thing.
Mhm.
And he had a haircut, like he had like a fade. And I was like, I texted her, I was like, hey, is your boyfriend like your age? And she was like, what are you talking about? I was like,
He's fucking balding.
dude looks like he's 40. And she was like, he's 23. And I'm like, dude, what do you mean?
Oh, that's so bad. I feel bad for that guy, dude.
And like he's from, like seems like a nice dude, treats my friend fine. But I was like, fuck.
Is he like at least a decent looking dude?
Yeah, he's like a fine, like regular generic NPC looking dude. Sorry, I don't think you listen to this podcast, but if you do, your boyfriend's kind of generic looking. But from what I've heard, he's really cool. So nice. I'm proud of you.
Great success.
Great success. we
Third
can't do we
episode in a
can't
row
we
with the
can't do a
Borat voice.
Borat voice in every fucking episode.
I mean,
Dude, we did a Borat voice coming off of a major interruption in the last episode.
yeah, that was a reach there, dude. Holy hell. That's that fucking
That's a fucking
Asian
duck.
girl.
Yeah.
Dude, we just fucking mowed down some Chinese food.
Oh, that shit was so good. Oh, I'm glad we have the windows open now.
Yeah, for
I'm
real.
so happy these windows are open.
Bro, all I have in my stomach, I didn't eat. The only thing I ate today was an entire bag of lime Tostitos, which are the superior Tostitos. I don't give a fuck. Those are so good. I can mow down cases of those.
Them shits and guac.
Those shits alone, even.
Too much salt alone.
So the only thing I have in my stomach right now, entire bag of Tostitos lime, a combination plate,
And it's Stella.
and a ice cold Stella, and Zin pouch juice. That's it. That's it. I literally just stopped having the whirlies when we started recording.
Yeah, fucking that duck. This might be like a straight just hour podcast.
Yeah.
Because I might need to go take a fat dump.
I mean, we could just take a break if you need to take a break.
No.
We're only 20 minutes in.
No, we're fine.
You don't have to sit there and fucking white knuckle it for 40 minutes.
Nah, I'm used to it. I'm a big man.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. Anything good in the news lately? Get it? Because America's fucking crumbling. Those Beats headphones over there are
Yeah, you have some pimpin' fucking Beats over there, dude.
Yeah, those are my
Rose gold ones. Those are nice.
Yeah, those are my baby girls. She gave me those when I was in college dorm room, and she was like, "You can have these because I know you like over the head headphones for when you go to the gym." And then I'd never stepped foot in the athletic center at my college once, so I just have dead Beats Studio Pro wireless headphones.
I had
for no reason.
I had Studio, I had Beats like headphones, like little headphones for a while. Not that great.
No, they're just like the EQ profile is just extra bass and like weird.
I prefer my AirPods. I still have them. I never use them. I prefer my AirPods.
My AirPods Pro changed my life.
Yeah.
Like
I don't even have the Pro. I have the 3rd generation, but they're so much better
really
than
fucking good.
Yeah, they are.
So like I have a lot of noise, like audio sensory issues.
Yeah.
Just being like on campus at school with my AirPods in transparency mode, no music or anything, just having like that little bit of filter from the microphones. Oh my God.
Really? They have transparency mode on
Yeah,
them?
so the Pros, because they seal, they have the rubber tip. If you hold the stem, because the stem is like a haptic button thing.
Yep.
They can do either complete noise canceling, which is terrifying, because if you
it's
turn
just
it on,
like putting earplugs in.
if you turn it on without music, they're literally like decent earplugs. And then transparency mode, which uses the microphones that they have and like some weird EQ shit that they do. If you have them on transparency mode for like 5 minutes, no idea you're wearing headphones.
Wow.
And like sometimes I could feel them because like I have weird shaped ears, so they would like shift. You hear like the earbud tip move. But like at the gym or at school, I was like, oh my God, like I wish they had a longer battery life, because I would just wear them constantly. The only time I wouldn't wear them probably would be driving. Yeah. Which I never understand.
I can't drive with my AirPods in. I don't know how people do it.
I never could understand people who drive with
You ever like
headphones
take an Uber? Every Uber driver always has AirPods in.
And like I get that they're taking calls in foreign languages, but like
first of all, it's not like they need them because they're screaming anyways.
Yeah, they're screeching into the phone. Phone's on speakerphone, and they still
have AirPods in, but it's still on speaker and they're screaming.
But like people who drive with headphones on, like that has to be some kind of safety issue.
It's dangerous. It is dangerous. I've driven with my headphones in a couple of times, and I felt so unsafe.
It's like, oh, good, music in my ears directly in this environment I need to be able to hear.
Hear nothing else.
I hope nobody's beeping at me because I'm about to get T-boned in this intersection because I have no fucking idea.
And it's like, I hate when like you're on the highway and you drive by someone, you can see they have their AirPods in, and you're just hoping that they just forgot they're in. Yeah. Because that's got to be the most dangerous fucking thing you can do besides like texting and driving.
For the love of God, those need to be in transparency mode. I swear. If you start swerving into me, fucking listening to Suicide Boys. I had a guy. So you know the road to get to my house? How it's 2 lanes? It's just 2 lanes.
Yeah.
I was coming home. Maybe not even a week ago. I was coming home from my baby girl's. My baby girl's house.
Baby girl house.
And where I live, it's like anywhere relevant to us is like minimum 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of live out in fucking sticks now.
Kind of in the boonies.
A little bit before the boonies for sure.
Yeah, a little bit like 5-minute drive.
Out of civilization.
You're in like
you're in Mesopotamia.
yeah, if you have one of those like yellow equal sign like gay rights stickers on your car, you're getting shot at.
Yeah.
And so I was driving home from my baby girl's abode, and some fucking dickhead. So that road is 35, but 40. There's no speed traps. Like the cops around here are actually surprisingly pretty non-existent. The town we lived in before.
I don't think I've ever seen a cop in my life.
I need to edit that out.
You just censor it.
Yeah. But like the cops here are pretty lax. No, like cops in the town we used to be in. Definitely
assholes,
dickheads.
By the way, don't edit this out. Fuck the police department. You're all scumbags. I've never actually. I know one. Like, that's it.
I know like 10 that I like. I think I'm still gonna censor that.
The rest of them that I know that I like, I know for a fact are retired. Anyways,
so I'm coming
moving
back
forward.
So there's no speed traps on that road. There's no speed traps really anywhere where I live now. Fucking dickhead comes up this road from behind me, no lights on, at minimum 50 miles an hour.
Is it like dark out or like?
Yeah, it's like a quarter of midnight.
Oh, shit. All
Coming
right.
up from the Habibi's house.
The Habibi?
My Habibi.
That was super racist. I did that out.
No, that's not getting edited out. It's hilarious.
It's
I just
Habibi.
I just don't want to get doxxed.
Yeah.
Coming home from the Habibi's house, dude comes flying down the road, no lights, minimum 50, swerves around me into the opposite lane, and fucking goes around me on a 2-lane road. That was That was a wild combo of events.
That was an interesting exchange, yes.
Gets up, hawks a loogie into my trash bag that is suspended in my room.
Farts on the back of his head.
Farts.
Purely by mistake. That was unplanned.
Like an inch away from my head. Yeah, fucking swerves around me into oncoming traffic. And then, like, speeds off into the night. And I
That's atrocious.
I have the license plate number written down. I was like, hey Siri, make a note. Yeah, fucking psychopaths.
Yeah.
But then I realized I was
can...
like, oh yeah, you live here. There's gonna be fucking dickheads. The high school here is gigantic.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking crazy drivers. I would say that I'm a pretty safe driver.
Yeah, there's very few people that can drive me around that I don't feel nervous as fuck with them driving, but you're one of them.
I hope that recording didn't lapse. Because the times still match. Okay.
We're good.
That was scary. But yeah, I would say I'm a pretty good driver, but like,
I mean, everybody thinks they're a good driver, to
Yeah.
be fair.
everybody thinks they're a good driver.
That's always up to interpretation.
However, I have been complimented by my grandmother about how good I drive. So, fucking, if an 80-year-old woman thinks you drive well,
My grandmother is not a good driver.
they're usually not.
No, she's not.
Usually
And-
past like 65, you're like, all right,
Yeah.
you should take another
Neither is my
driver's
mom.
test.
My aunt, for some reason, decent driver. I don't know how. I mean, that's her family, but she's an all right driver. I never get too nervous with her driving. My dad is either I'm the most calm or the least calm when he's driving, and it just depends literally on the time he's driving. It's just a daily, like, case-by-case thing.
It's a fucking coin toss.
My sister's not terrible driving, but she thinks she's a lot better than she is.
Yeah. Until you've got like 4-ish years of driving, I don't think anybody can determine whether a good driver or not. Because like my
It's so weird to think I've been driving for 5 years.
yeah, it's like weird,
Right.
Like what the fuck? I remember the first time I drove alone.
Yeah, I felt like I was doing something wrong.
I
Felt like I stole the car. I was like, I'm not supposed to be doing this, am I? What the fuck? Who gave me keys?
I skipped school to go take my driver's test, which they were fine with because fucking that happens.
Yeah.
I skipped school, took my driver's test. By the time I got back, it was like 1 in the afternoon, and I had work at 3. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go get me some Mickey D's.
With their freshly acquired license.
With my freshly acquired license, and then I was going down the road, and I thought I was going to die the entire time, and I couldn't figure out how to work my radio, so I was just listening to Sick by Slipknot the entire time. It just kept looping.
Bro, that is a wild ride.
It was like 19 minutes of Sick by Slipknot. I've listened to the song like 10 times.
I've been in a weird musical, like, do you ever go through, like, periods where, like, you just listen to, like, specific types of music?
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of dubstep for no reason.
I've been listening to... I'm having a weird, like, metal renaissance. Like, literally before you picked me up to go get food, I was laying on my back in bed, no shirt, just jeans, listening to Machine Head.
No socks.
Yeah, just listening to Machine Head. And, like, I never even listened to Machine Head until, like, this week.
It happens.
Yeah.
I used to exclusively listen to Skrillex for like 2 years.
That's one genre I've never gotten into. I can't get into dubstep.
Shit,
I've tried.
Rocks.
I really tried. I can't. I just don't get it.
It's great, especially when you're like me and you make up fantasy stories in your head.
I do that too, but laying on my back, listening to Machine Head and Just Jeans.
Yeah, no, I'm
my brand new mattress that's on top of my old mattress because I don't have a box spring or a bed right now.
I don't have a box spring.
What's under this bed?
A metal frame.
Straight bed on frame is kind of the way to go, honestly. It's more comfortable.
Bob Opedic on straight metal frame.
Yeah. I don't knock you for that at all. I did that for 2 years.
Living the high life here.
I did that until 2 days ago.
That's that podcast money.
Yeah, you already know. That's that.
That's that negative $35 a month from my bank account.
Yeah.
How much are we in the hole for this podcast right now? Like
$358. I did the math the other day.
358 plus
35 for next month.
35 times 14.
Well, no, I factored every Buzzsprout payment in.
Well, no.
Because I remember we had a brief conversation about it last time we recorded, and I went home and did the math out from memory as best I could. And if my calculations are correct, we are $358 in the hole right now, collectively.
Each of us?
Collectively. Like, I think that you've spent more money on this podcast than I have, except for, like, the 8 months where I was paying the Buzzsprout and not even knowing it.
That's true.
Well, no, we've kept this pretty even. We've kept it pretty 50-50, I think. Have we?
I think so. Well, because, hold on, what did...
Because we went even on all the recording equipment for sure.
Yeah, what? I need to find... Because the recording equipment was like $350.
Yeah.
And then $350 plus what's going to be a year of Buzzsprout. So $350 times... 35 times 12 plus $350. So we're close to $1,000 in the hole right now. You got $770 in the hole.
Jesus, I was way off. Damn. All right, yeah. So that
you
would
know.
be a good time to mention that we need some fucking sponsors.
That would be a good time to mention that if you want to support the show, go into the link in the description or the show
Gotta
notes
shamelessly plug our Patreon.
and hit up the Patreon. I don't actually know. This would be a good time to look up and see if our...
You've just never checked the Patreon?
I have never once looked at the Patreon since we got it.
Yeah, we don't have anything.
You don't have any patrons yet. So yeah, if you want to go to
Get on that, please.
If you want to go to patreon.com/youhaveschoolpod.
$1 does a lot.
I don't even think we have a $1 membership option. No, we don't.
It's $2.
We have $2. The lowest tier, nothing to be ashamed of. We appreciate every dollar you guys give us, and the tier name is just a meme. Access to behind-the-scenes footage and completely unedited patron-only videos.
Oh yeah, we should
of our
probably
recording
start making
sessions
some
start to finish.
Patreon content.
Today will be the first recording of a completely unedited Patreon episode.
Yeah.
And that means we're going to have to actually schedule... We're going to have to, like, actually podcast the correct way.
Yeah.
Instead of just like randomly uploading videos and being like, we should record today.
But you know what? I mean, we knew we were heading this way.
Yeah, we did. So, all right. So this will be. When am I going to release this episode? There's very little editing I'm probably going to have to do with this. So
Yeah, there's been a pretty clean episode thus far, except for
completely dropping the name of the town that I live in.
yeah.
But besides that,
Well, I mean, there's only like 30 towns in Rhode Island, so
yeah, I mean,
it's not that hard. You can narrow it down pretty quick.
yeah, you got like a 30% chance of figuring out. Anyway, so yeah, this will be like the first promote our Patreon, and you can listen to the next episode that we decide to record immediately after this, and you'll get this episode a day early, which means I'm gonna have to actually edit this in a timely manner, and then you're gonna get a completely unedited, raw, probably longer than an hour-ish episode.
Full of burps and farts and unedited. Well, we're gonna have to edit some stuff, but mostly like 90% unedited.
No like cuts in the video,
Yeah.
and
Like it's almost completely a virgin. Like
yeah,
it's given head, but it's never gotten stutzed.
yeah, it's like, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go to patreon.com/youhaveschoolpod and sign up for the Virgin Listener package, which is $2 a month. I actually wonder if I can edit that down to $1. Can I do that?
You can.
Oh, fuck.
That's pretty easy, actually.
$1. Oh, that's 10.
That's 10.
That is $10.
$10.
$10. Which would be $2 Australian, $1.50 in Canada, $10 in Danish krone, or £1.50 or €1.50, one single pound. Why can't I scroll? 600 Hungarian forint, 15 Norwegian kroners,
30 Mexican peso.
30 Mexican peso,
2 whole New Zealand dollars.
10 Hong Kong dollars, which I guess is a currency. Odd, but whatever.
You can go off, I guess.
And you get early access to episodes. And I'm going to change this raw recording / footage to extra weekly episode. Bam. Look at that.
Here we go. Now back to the regularly scheduled episode.
It's going to be, bonus content. Save benefit. Tell us how much of this tier benefit is worth. Based on this, will determine the correct amount of sales tax required. What? Huh?
You know we're still recording an episode right now, Jake,
Yeah,
right?
dude. All right, back to the regularly
the
scheduled podcast episode.
Bruins are fucking rolling.
Oh my God, Bruins are rolling.
I don't know, that first game that they got beat pretty decisively, which was kind of scary to see.
Yeah,
And then it wasn't last night; it was the night before they played. And
no, it was last night.
oh yeah,
I was
they
watching.
kind of came stumbling out of the gates a bit.
Kind of fumbled it
Yeah,
for
they
like a
gave up
couple
that,
minutes.
They gave up that pretty haphazard wrist shot of a shorthanded goal.
Yeah,
But then they just tightened the fuck up, which was nice to see.
fucking clinch that bitch. Fucking 2-0.
That's 2-1 right now.
What?
Yeah, it's 2-1.
I thought it was 2. I thought it
The
was
series
3.
is 2-1 right now.
I thought it was 3-0.
No.
I need fucking proof.
Oh, we talked about this in the car too while you're looking this up. I found via TikTok the catcher for the Toronto Blue Jays this season. He was 5'5"
And
and listed on the roster at 260 pounds, or exactly one Jake for a unit of measurement. Hits nukes. Bro hits fucking dingers. Bro goes yard every time the bat touches the ball. It's insane to see. It's hilarious. He's now my new favorite baseball player. I'm not even a blue. Actually, I'm a Red Sox fan, but
Podcast from over here now.
no.
Oh, wait. Can I podcast from off camera?
Oh,
shit. Oh, shit. Where am I?
Not on the camera. He's podcasting from beyond.
You have no idea where I am. I could be anywhere. I could be in your walls right now. Your skin is too
I'm
tight.
in your walls. I'm in your walls. Empty out all the money in your pocket and give it to us right now. I have a gun.
You want to give me $1 a month?
We have a gun.
We do not have a gun.
No, we do not.
David is morally opposed to firearms. Oh, I just cracked my shoulder.
I got ridiculously bored today. Like, literally, like, for no reason. Like, I had just done, like, an exam for school. And, like, my girl left for work, and I was laying, this was before I was laying on my back listening to Machine Head and Nothing Machines. I just went on Omegle and just started arguing with people for, like, 2 hours.
2009 type shit.
Right? I literally haven't done that since I was in, like, high school. It's like finding an old book and just, like, blowing dust off it and polishing it off. Like, oh, I forgot about this.
Here you are, old friend.
It's like looking through, like, a 4th grade yearbook. It's just one of those things that's kind of so insignificant in your life you forget about it until it just presents itself.
Oh, dude. This will be on the Patreon. We're going to look through we're not going to show it on camera, but we're definitely going to look through my 2020 yearbook supplement.
You have?
Yeah.
I never got one.
I paid $100 for it. It's a fucking
Shit.
paperback magazine.
I never got one.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit is what it is.
I never got to see it.
Yeah,
we should definitely give that a look-see because I've never seen the yearbook from the year I graduated high school.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, it might be 2019 because I think my baby bought it and then didn't want it.
I have pictures of every picture of me in the yearbook that year, but that's it.
Yeah, I have that stupid picture we all used to take of all of our school IDs next to each other and be like, glow up. And it's just 4 pictures of me slightly thinner every year. Just
my sophomore year, I was high as fuck on picture day. Oh, dude, you could see how gone I was in my ID picture. I took 2 edibles the night before, fell asleep, and woke up still just cooked.
zonked.
Dude, I was fucking geeked all day. I think that was one of those days where, like, I was high for multiple days.
Yeah, you've done that a few times.
Every time I take edibles, if I take even just a little bit too much, I'm high for multiple days. I don't react well to weed. Like, I've tried so hard for so long to like it, and I finally have just given it up. Like,
that was deep.
Yeah.
That came out of the fucking bowels.
Yeah.
That was that Stella.
Right? Dude.
Dude, the lady, the Chinese lady
Dude, I'm
at the
fucking,
bar.
I'm fucking,
She looked so angry.
Fucking burping in Belgian right now. Is that Belgian's a language, right? Dutch, Danish.
I feel like Belgian is a language. Or do they speak Dutch? I think they
Or do they
speak
speak
French. No, Belgians speak French. Because I follow that.
I gotta give that a Google now.
Yeah, now we gotta fucking look at JMO. Look that up. Oh, I got the tasting history cookbook.
Yeah, I'm listening. Sorry.
Are you exchanging naked photos on Snapchat?
No, my for some reason I had one of my girlfriend's coworkers on Snapchat before she did,
Nice.
and we all just had a laugh about it.
Mm-hmm. I got this fucking tasting history cookbook by Max Miller. And it's all...
Is that like Mac Miller's cousin?
No. Max Miller is a gay man who makes YouTube videos about old cooking recipes. So there's like stew of lamb, circa 17...
They do speak Dutch.
They do speak Dutch. What is it?
There's
Dutch.
3 official languages: Dutch, French, and German.
Interesting.
So we were both right.
All right, there we go. So there's
Good
like...
shitting, brother.
Good shitting. I just realized I think there's a fingerprint on my camera. So this episode is going to be a little blurry. We're 44 minutes in. I'm not recording a fucking 3rd episode tonight. But it's got... So there's recipes in here.
Wow, we should have planned out this episode. We're reading a fucking cookbook right now.
It's fucking sick.
Dude, what have we become?
Nah, so there's like the oldest recipe in here is from circa 1740 BC.
Wow.
Of stew of lamb.
Stew of lamb.
And then the newest recipe is 1914. This shit does 4,000.
Wait, is that gay TikTok guy that like just bakes like weird shit from like depression?
Not him, but same idea. It's
Okay.
this guy. He does like
I fucking love that guy.
Yeah, that's
some of the shit he makes is like I literally want to get up out of bed and make it.
Yeah,
as soon as I watch the videos.
That's Dylan B. Hollis. He's from Bermuda. He's like the only person I've ever seen go big on media ever. Who's like from Bermuda.
I don't think we're talking about the same person.
No, we are. Dylan B. Hollis. He's like the skinny gay guy with the weird hair. Yeah,
he's from Bermuda.
He's from Bermuda. Because he has a YouTube channel where he does like long form videos of that same shit. So he records the TikToks while he's making the YouTube video. Right. So in the middle of the YouTube video, he'll just be like, "Okay, and then so we're gonna add the eggs." 2 eggies, and he like cracks them and then goes back to the video. No, this is this guy.
Okay.
He makes like 20 to 30 minute history videos on YouTube, and the history is sort of wrapped on both ends by a dish. So like one of the ones so this one is globy, which is like an ancient Roman dessert. So as an excuse to talk about Roman history, he makes this shit.
Okay.
So he talks about the dish for a little bit, prepares the ingredients, and then before he does the actual cooking, he does like a 10-minute or 15-minute segment about like the history of that food and its relation to the history of those people. And then he finishes making the food and then eats it and like tells you either it's shit or like it's good.
Can't imagine that the Romans had the best diet.
No, a lot of it was wine that was served in lead.
Yeah, they seem to be very gluttonous.
Well, they used to think tomatoes were poisonous
Yeah,
because they would serve tomatoes on lead plates, and the acid in the tomatoes would break down the lead and give you fucking lead poisoning, and then they would just die.
Yeah,
and so people would eat tomatoes and be like, "Damn, this shit's fucking killing everybody."
The Romans just seem to be like at least 4 of the 7 deadly sins personified into like a culture.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's
like
just
they were just all gluttonous, sloth, greedy, fucking
lustful sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Sounds a little bit
Is
familiar.
Brutality a deadly sin? No, brutality is not a deadly sin.
No, it's lust, gluttony, sloth.
Anger. Isn't anger a deadly sin?
Now I gotta Google the fucking deadly sins.
There's lust, sloth, gluttony, adultery. I know those off the top of my head.
7 deadly sins.
Envy, I think, is one of them.
7 deadly sins list. Pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth.
Wrath would be rage, so yeah. I guess.
That's... What is the 8th deadly sin?
D's.
Avarice.
The fuck? What does that even mean?
Oh, wait, what? In the 4th century, a Christian monk named Evagrius Ponticus wrote down what's known as the 8 evil thoughts: gluttony, lust, avarice, anger, sloth, sadness, vainglory, and pride.
Bro named the deadly sin after himself. That's wild.
Damn.
That's fucking crazy.
Dude just knew he was a dick.
bro was like, I am him.
Yeah, he
I
was
am
like,
the 8th deadly sin.
He's like,
Fuck
yeah,
you thought.
the other monks in the monastery aren't too big on me. I'm going to be a fucking deadly sin.
Bro was just the thorn in the side of the monastery.
Yeah, they're
forever.
Like, dude, can you stop talking about titties for like 1 second? We're trying to be gay and get drunk here.
Bro, I imagine how horny priests must get. Like, that's...
I mean, it's pretty obvious how horny.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a quantifiable amount of horny that they get. Their lives ruined by how horny priests get.
Yeah.
My grandmother goes to a church, and the priest openly talks about how priests shouldn't be forced to be celibate.
Yeah.
Because he's like, yeah, I'm a Catholic priest, and you know what's fucking terrible? The fact that most of my colleagues are straight up pedophiles. And you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I didn't grow up in a Catholic church, luckily.
I did.
So I never experienced the creepy, like... I mean, I did... So, we've touched on this in previous episodes, but my experience with faith is very limited, and I am a pretty...
faithless heathen.
I'm a pretty hardened atheist, yes.
Says the hardened atheist.
I'm a heathen atheist swine. I am. And it's just like, you know, I don't knock it. It's not my thing. I don't think that all right. My thoughts on this, actually, every time I say it to some people, they kind of like I get like an eyebrow raise, like, huh. The only reason I don't believe in religion or I don't believe in a God is because I don't think that if there was a God, we as humans have enough intelligence to even perceive it or give it like a name or like quantify it. And I think that if anything, if there is an all powerful like force at all, I think it's just nature. And I think that's kind of the gist of a religion that exists already, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, we'd have to do some more Googling. But
Yeah.
I don't believe in God.
I also think that if there was a God, this world would be
Not the way that it is.
It would be such a better place.
You could easily disprove God by looking at the news.
Would love there to be a God, and if there was quantifiable, like just tangible evidence of a God, I would. I'd fucking fall on my knees and pray every second of every day. But there's
if there was
nothing.
if there was any evidence that couldn't easily be disproved by environmental and or other factors, it's like, oh no, God cured my boy of cancer. It's like, are you sure it wasn't the 9 months and 7 rounds of chemotherapy that he did? Oh yeah, sure, it was Jesus. It wasn't the poison we injected into your 9-year-old.
I hate it when people like inject like religion into like shit that like isn't at all.
Is
like,
obviously not religion.
Like perfect example. I grew up playing football. From the time I was 8 years old until now.
You're about to say team prayer.
Yeah. We'd say either Our Father or Hail Mary before every game. And I remember one day, I was like 14, and we're standing in the huddle praying, and I was looking at the kid next to me, and I was like, why the fuck do we do this? He's like, I don't know, dude, I'm Jewish. I don't even know the fucking prayer.
I only know the Our Father because of football.
And I was like, yeah, I'm an atheist. I don't know my prayers either.
I don't know what the fuck we're doing here.
I don't fucking believe in this shit.
Yeah, we were so Catholic at one point that I knew a song in English, Arabic, and Greek. But yeah, I was watching a TikTok that fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson was on like one of those stupid like daytime woman who used to be famous and now just has a talk show shows.
Like one of those no think talk shows.
Yeah, he was
usually no think talk shows, and then one day they throw a fucking haymaker at you like Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Here's a dude who fucking thinks for a living.
All the fucking housewives are just sitting there with their fucking
bottle of wine,
their bottle of wine that's gonna
be done by.
That's gonna be finished, and then they'll switch to box wine for the night. They're just sitting there. Oh my! Why do I have to think right now? I'm day drinking.
I don't want to think about God. I'm off 6 Xanax. I'm drunk off Zans. My kids are at elementary school right now.
I'm at 2:30 in the afternoon. I have to go pick my kids up in my fucking
my Jeep Cherokee.
My Jeep Cherokee at 3.
I'm gonna have to blow the last puff off this cigarette right before they get in the car. No, but he was talking. I think it was Carrie Underwood. Does she have a? No, not her. One of them. One of those, like, she used to be a singer.
Yeah.
And now she has a talk show. Kelly Clarkson. It was Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson has a talk show?
Yeah, because she's like
doesn't one of them have a talk show with like Michael Strahan?
Yes. I don't know which one it is. It's not Kelly Clarkson.
That is so weird. Just
but
like
yes.
An old like has been
like country singer and
country
Michael
singer
Strahan.
Fucking Michael Strahan.
The gap teeth of ESPN, Michael Strahan. But
the gap teeth sack master himself.
But so she was like, she said something. Oh, because I guess some of the producers or whatever of the show were like not happy that she was having Neil deGrasse Tyson on, because he's like
Mike Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Mike Neil deGrasse Tyson Strahan. They weren't happy about it because he's openly and very honestly an atheist.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's
he
the intelligent approach to take in his field, as well as really
you can't be
life.
You can't be the guy who said that Pluto's not a planet and also believe in God.
Yeah, Pluto's not a planet because
Jesus.
The scripture.
The Bible doesn't name
Damascus
Pluto.
36:10 says.
Yeah, John 8:16. But so she was like, I'm going to come out and say it. Why are you an atheist? Like, why don't you believe in a God? Because Kelly Clarkson is like, she's not like Garth Brooks and his wife, where like they could lead an arena into saying prayers type of shit. But her audience is like a lot of stay-at-home, mostly Christian moms, and so she had to bring it up at some point. Be like,
yeah, I mean, like you're making a show that's basically just for mothers of Catholic school kids.
Are you white and Catholic? Do you remember Kelly Clarkson? Watch this show.
Yeah, exactly.
So she's like, why don't you believe in God? And he just goes, because if there was a God who's supposed to be almighty, all-knowing, all-powerful, and all-kind, clearly he's ignoring the earth.
Yeah.
And she was like, fuck.
He was like,
he was like, if you look at anything he's like, childhood cancer, why does that exist?
Yeah.
Plagues, disease, why does any of that exist?
And the whole audience is like, boo! He's like, what? I'm right.
He's like, yeah. Why are you booing me? I'm right. Fucking Hannibal Buress. Neil deGrasse Tyson is the Hannibal Buress of science communicators.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is the shit, dude.
Yeah, he's like, Hank Green is like John Mulaney. Like the Green brothers are like John Mulaney.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Bill Nye the Science Guy turned into George Carlin.
Yeah.
Because did you see that?
Really fast.
Did you see that video?
Really fucking fast.
The video he's talking about global warming, and he's like,
Yeah.
you're not fucking kids anymore. The earth is burning.
Yeah.
And it's your fucking fault.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, Bill, relax.
Jesus.
My degree is in film.
Bill turned into Billy like that.
Yeah, Bill turned into William real quick. But yeah, he was like, childhood cancer, fucking disease. Obviously, there's no God. And he was like, and if there is a God and I get to the pearly gates, I'm going to
spit in his fucking face,
yeah,
dude.
I'm going to be like, you're a dick.
Yeah. Why am I here? I don't even want to be here.
Yeah, how did I get here? I don't even believe in you.
Mm.
This is a dream. I bet you I didn't die. It's the Bert Kreischer mode of thinking. I cannot die because I don't know anyone who is dead.
That's so... Anyways,
it's never happened to me.
I don't even want to delve into that. That's just so...
Death doesn't exist.
That is I think that is the most mentally ill thing I've ever heard somebody say and be serious about.
Yeah, he was like, I've never died.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you fucking idiot. Of course you never
no
died.
shit.
Wow.
Excellent.
I would never expect
excellent observation, Albert.
I'd never expect to hear something so fucking stupid coming from the guy who does comedy with his shirt off.
Yeah.
Tells the same joke every night. I'm 22. I gotta rush mafia. I'm not gonna shit on Bert because he's wildly more successful than I probably will ever be.
And also, by the way, I fucking love Bert. Obviously.
Oh my god, he was my foray into stand up.
Exactly. Him and honestly, the comedian that got me into actually like really into stand up. I swear to God, 1,000% true. Louis C.K.
Well, when we
because all right, so for a while I only had like Netflix. I didn't have like cable or anything. So it was like at one point in like the early 2010s, it was just
all Louis.
Him, Kevin Hart,
Kevin Hart, Eddie Murphy.
Because there wasn't many stand-up specials on Netflix yet.
Yeah, it was like
very early. Tom Segura.
Yeah, it was. There's like
not Zach out. Fucking what's that guy's name? Big fat dude. Jim Gaffigan.
Jim Gaffigan, Ralphie May.
Ralphie May was fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, fuck, rip Ralphie.
You know who I watched a special?
John Panette. You ever seen John Panette?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Get out of the line. I watched one of George Lopez's specials the other night.
Is he not funny?
He's funny, but it's like...
Is he funny because he's George Lopez and not because he's a good comedian?
Exactly. It's like you would think that it would be a little bit different, but it's like he's just George Lopez from his show.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not any different. It's kind of...
It's like, oh, he doesn't have any observations. He's just Mexican.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, isn't this a weird culture?
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
He was just literally sitting there talking about his grandmother beating him for like 45 minutes.
I see why you got a sitcom first, George.
Yeah.
Fucking
no hate. I love George Lopez.
Yeah, George Lopez.
I mean, that's also the only George Lopez special I've ever seen.
Does he have any other ones?
I think so.
I feel like he did one before he got the show in like the 90s.
But yeah.
That was like young George Lopez.
I was like past that because young George Lopez is probably funny as fuck.
That's like passing for 30 George Lopez. Yeah. Also, you know what I fucking found out because he was on Rogan?
What?
You know Howie Mandel's fucking 68 years old?
Yeah. Right.
Fucking Howie
Solid
Mandel.
rippage there.
Which means that he was like 40 when I was watching Deal or No Deal reruns.
Yeah.
He started comedy in 1978.
Yeah, I listened to the whole fucking episode. I know.
What
dude.
the fuck? My fucking MacBook's about to die.
But yeah, Louis C.K. He was like my first foray really into stand up. Kevin Hart's early specials, they were great. I can still go back and watch those to this day.
I feel bad that I don't find Kevin Hart funny, but at the same time, like, I don't find like Little Man Who's Loud to be particularly entertaining.
Well, because that's you. To be fair, like,
Yeah,
I'm not ripping on you.
no,
Objective
you're right,
observation here, but like, you are a little man that's loud. That's like, it's like if there was I don't know if there's any comedians that are like Dave Attell. Like, I don't think Dave Attell's funny, but because like
You're right. Dave Attell is broken regular guy.
Yeah,
who just like
which is just
has
me.
weird observations. It's like, oh, I don't find him funny because
Like,
it's
he's
just
huge
me.
and he's successful in his own respect, but I mean he could definitely do more with his career now, but he's just such a road dog that I think that's always just gonna be him. But I don't think he's that funny.
Dave Attell doesn't want like Rogan and Burt success.
Yeah,
Because he just lives for because he comes from the time in comedy where it was like, you want to get paid in green or white.
Yeah.
And he'd fucking choose white. Like, Dave Attell knows he's a piece of shit, and like that's his thing.
Yeah.
So he's not gonna change so that he can get a Netflix special. He's like, fucking, who cares?
I like when we come on our podcast and talk about stuff we know a lot about. I feel like it makes it flow a lot easier.
Oh, it's a much better conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
We spent 40 minutes on this podcast trying to find something to talk
Yeah.
about.
Like, honestly too, like, I'm happy that I grew up kind of like dipping my toe into comedy at a younger age, because when you enjoy stand-up comedy, you always have something that'll like, you always got something to like that's gonna entertain you. Because like, you can get bored with like TV shows and like whatever else you're into.
But there's always a new comic.
Yeah, then if you're seeing them, if they're getting to you, there's no way they're not funny, at least a little bit.
Yeah. Like, anybody.
Like, if I hadn't watched Louis C.K. on Netflix and Kevin Hart on Netflix, I would have never discovered fucking George Carlin and Richard Pryor and Stephen Wright. And
I feel like Stephen Wright doesn't get the praise he should have gotten.
he really doesn't. And it's like,
At the same time, though, I don't think he does. He did like 2 HBO specials,
Yeah.
and then he was like, I have enough money. It's the 90s. I can live the rest of my
He's
life
all-
and be
no.
fine.
Stephen Wright's also a Boston guy that came out of Boston when Boston was the place to come out of for comedians.
Yeah, fucking Gotham Comedy Club.
Yeah, that was where
New York
comedians came
Comedy
from.
Club in
New
Boston,
York-
Massachusetts.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, there's so many fucking dogs coming out of Massachusetts that, like, I mean, there's guys that were big in comedy clubs in the 80s and 90s in Boston where if they weren't from Boston, they probably would have been huge. But they were just average.
Yeah, they were
Based on
regular
their peers.
guys,
Yeah.
regular comedians. But if Stephen Wright or fucking Jim Brewer, if either of them came out of like Ohio,
Yeah.
it's over.
Yeah,
It's like Matt Rife. Matt Rife is hysterical.
He is.
Because he's from like butt fucking nowhere, and it's like, oh, this kid's hilarious, and like you compare him to a random on Kill Tony, and it's like, okay, he's a good comedian,
Matt
but
Rife
he's
is an example also of using his advantages, because Matt Rife is a gorgeous dude.
Matt Rife
Matt
is
Rife
a Greek
is a really
god.
good-looking guy. And he knows he's a really good-looking guy in an industry full of guys that aren't always that great-looking.
dudes who got by getting dates with hot girls because they were
they're
funny.
Yeah.
And then Matt Rife was like,
Matt
I'm
Rife
hot.
is gorgeous and really funny. He probably has, let's be honest, a fucking Claymore down there.
Oh,
There's no way he doesn't have all three.
he's killing bitches.
Yeah.
He's probably killing dudes too.
I mean, if that's how he fucking bats, if he's a switch hitter, then so be it.
With shaved arms like that, no
I mean,
beard,
yeah.
those baby blues,
Yeah.
taking down bottoms like crazy, knocking dudes out.
But yeah, comedy was kind of like, it's a weird thing to grow up being a fan of because that's not usually something someone discovers until later in life.
Yeah, growing up as a kid and like reciting George Carlin to my grandmother.
Like,
she's like, I remember him. I'm
yeah.
like, what?
Like, first time I watched, I remember the first time I watched Eddie Murphy's Raw. I was 10 years old.
Oh.
It was like the first time we had Netflix, and me and my dad are sitting on the couch. My dad's mowing down fucking Maverick hundreds, sitting there, just
To this
binge
day.
eating. Me and him sitting there binge eating like we used to do when I was a little kid, and we're just sitting there watching Raw.
To this
And
day.
I'd only ever seen Eddie Murphy in like movies and stuff, and I didn't know how fucking hilarious he was.
God. And I feel like Eddie Murphy got less funny as he got older. Because like
I mean, that happens sometimes to guys, you know.
well, because I feel like
And like, you know,
Eddie Murphy did exactly what dudes in the 80s who were doing stand-up wanted to do.
yeah, he got the show, he got the movies.
Yeah, he made it
Him-
big with stand-up, and then that got him into the business.
Yeah.
And now it's changing because, like, we can just come on here and talk.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, comedy club. I mean, obviously not exactly our podcast, but, like,
Yeah. Like
people
guys
can make a podcast and be like, oh, we're
Yeah.
funny.
they can
Put
supplement
us on.
they can supplement being a comedian by having a podcast, and that can be their platform where they like
Yeah.
get discovered.
Work shit out, get discovered.
And it's honestly it's kind of a wild time to exist, and like if it's almost like foolish to not do it if it's what you want to do.
Yeah, if you're funny and you
Like, if-
think you
yeah.
can do comedy, fucking
You should
start
have
a
a
podcast and just bullshit and go to open mics. Like, who cares?
Because I can guarantee
We say
you,
neither of us having ever gone to an open mic.
well, we also live
Don't tell me about the iOS update. I don't give a fuck.
in a corner of the United States where like it's super hard to find open mics now.
Yeah, well, because I feel like the Northeast in general, besides a few pockets, obviously New York City and like Boston.
In New Haven for some reason.
Yeah, because New Haven, Connecticut's just a
Well,
fucking
New
highway
Haven- New
exit
Haven's a
for New
college
England.
town.
Yeah.
New Haven's got Yale.
But like,
Sure, them smart kids like to laugh.
yeah, they like,
that's like the only time they get to laugh.
yeah, the only time they get to not be fucking serious is when they get to go to a comedy club and get trashed. But like, for the most
Which,
part,
you know, now that I say it, that makes a lot of sense.
yeah, it's like, oh, this
That makes a ton of
Yeah.
sense.
I can get 2 drinks and watch this guy make
Yeah.
jokes. Fuck yeah.
You ever seen the Yale campus? Quick sidebar.
No, I've seen pictures. I've seen obviously the
Very
lacrosse field.
unimpressive and like old looking. Like at least Brown is like a really nice campus.
Yeah.
Yale kind of just looks like an old like boys' school.
Well.
Anyways,
but I feel like New England, for the most part, is full of funny people that are more focused on just like putting their head down and going to work and
Yeah.
then going home and relaxing.
yeah, that's definitely the culture of growing up in New England. Because like,
It doesn't feel like you could come from Providence or fucking Hartford or like Attleboro
yeah,
and be like, oh yeah, I'm
I want to
fucking
be a fucking
famous.
comedian for yeah.
I'm gonna be a comedian. Whereas like,
Like,
if
where are you from? Where the fuck is Montpelier, Vermont?
Like, what the hell
What
are
is
you
that?
talking about?
I don't even know if I said that right, and
Yeah.
I'm from New England.
I'm from Portland. Oh, you're from
You're from Oregon? No, the
No.
other Portland.
I'm from Maine.
Oh, you mean the other Portland?
The other one. Yeah,
like
like
the fourth Portland.
well, we're like, there's like 2 other provinces too.
Yeah. So actually, I went up to New York a couple weeks back. There is a Providence and a Warwick in the same county, as it's in it's near like the Albany, Syracuse area.
That's
It's-
weird. I mean, we have a
It's called
Wyoming.
what's it called? So Rensselaer County.
Ew.
There's a Warwick and a Providence in that county.
Shout out Rensselaer County. You have the worst Warwick and the worst Providence.
I don't know. Apparently,
I mean, they don't have the opioid epidemic there, but like we got here first, so fuck you.
we also only know our Warwick and Providence. To be fair.
No, yeah, I feel like New England is a funny place. Like if you could pull any random dude off the street in like Woonsocket,
Yeah,
and
I'll make you laugh.
piss laughing. But if you
it's
put
like,
them up in front of us, and if you were like, "You're funny, you should go be a comedian," they'd probably shit themselves laughing at you.
yeah, and they'd get like beers thrown on them in like 2 seconds because like they're racist.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing too. I feel like New England, besides New York City,
New England's very much centered around like shock comedy.
it's a lot of shock comedy, and it's a lot of like, I'm gonna be not politically correct, simply because that's how I was raised.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of New Englanders don't fit into like the New York model,
No.
so they get kind of ignored by the media. Because every third dude walking around New England is like, yeah, fucking, they're putting cyanide in the vaccines.
Yeah.
And he'd probably say some funny shit, but you'd be like, please don't ever say that into any type of recording device.
exactly.
You're gonna get put on a list. But if you put them in like an open mic in fucking Akron, Ohio,
Yeah.
people would die laughing. And then if you recorded it, they would get murdered.
And it's I think it's so strange for a lot of people in New England that are like on the outside looking in, because making jokes and making light of things is just a means of getting like through like humdrum life here.
Yeah, just getting shit out.
Because like this is
Everything is so depressing here most of the year.
It really is. I mean, this is a region of the country that is just an industrial fucking 9 to 5, you graduate high school and go to work type of place.
It's literally
it's 6 states that are not that much different in that aspect.
Yeah, it's 6 states that are either
like, I don't think there's a region in the United States that the states in it are more alike than New England.
I mean, that's why
we
you
could
got New
basically
England.
be one state.
Yeah, you get like 3 states. You'd have Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and New York.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah,
and like,
did you just say that? Whoa, hang on. I gotta check you there, buddy. Did you just say that New York's part of New England?
I mean,
it's not.
New York is part of New England.
New York is not part of New England.
Fuck you. I know it's not.
It's part of the Northeast. It's not part of New England.
Yeah. All right. So you'd have Massachusetts, Maine, and New Hampshire.
Okay.
And that would basically be it. Because Connecticut and Rhode Island you could easily absorb.
Yeah.
And then
Maine is just Maine.
Maine is Maine. Vermont is unique enough to maybe be its own state, but at the same time, if you put somebody in New Hampshire and Vermont and didn't tell them which one they were in, the only clue that they would have of where they are is whether or not the old gay men that they're looking at are smoking weed or have a Trump flag in their front yard.
Vermont's a weird place too, because Vermont was like, I actually had a really interesting conversation about this week in my political science class, because we were talking about like public interest in voting and all that, and the purpose of political parties. For like most of American history, Vermont was the only red state in New England. They were very much a red state, and then literally just on a dime, like 20 years ago, switched.
Probably people's kids.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of New Englanders do the thing that people joke about specifically with Rhode Islanders, which is where like you're born here, you go to school here, you go to college out of state, and then you immediately come back because you're like
you work here and die here.
You work here and die. So it's probably kids that are like our parents' age that were living in Vermont and went to college at like fucking BU. They went to like BU, and then they came back to Vermont and they were like, damn, my parents are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Or they served in Vietnam and they were like, damn, my parents are fucking crazy. I just realized when my hand is in my pocket like this, it does look like I'm touching my dick, and I promise you I'm not.
But yeah, I think
this episode is over.
Well, I think we can at least finish our thought on this.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah,
New
we should
England
probably
is
finish
very
the
much a
thought.
place that you're funny because either your life sucks or you think your life sucks.
Yeah.
You're not funny because you want to be funny. You're not funny because you want to make a job out of it. You're funny because you had to be, because otherwise you're just going to be miserable all the time.
Yeah, you're just going to be like, oh, good. The summer that I had before school started was populated mostly by tourists and assholes. And now I'm going to go back to school, and it's going to be 100 degrees for a month. And then I'm not going to see the sun again until August.
Yeah, that's basically how our school year is here.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's just a depressing
I think
place.
that depressing environments and depressing existence breeds some of the funniest people. Like, you think of like a Robin Williams, how tortured he was in his mind and everything, and comedic fucking genius. And also, by the way, not only hilarious, a great actor.
Yeah. You get people that get really good at shit.
Really smart. I mean, that's just a recipe for disaster, honestly.
Yeah.
You can't be smart, talented, and well-liked and actually like yourself. I think that's an unfortunate fact of reality.
Absolutely, yeah. People, like, as cool as fame looks, I'm sure that if we
you got to be sick to want to be famous.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for
You
listening.
have school tomorrow. So long farewell, Frida saying goodbye.
Make sure you share with your friends. Any comments, questions, concerns, or recipes you want to send us at youhaveschoolpod@gmail.com.
Go subscribe to our fucking Patreon. We have a gun.
We don't have a gun, but please go follow the Patreon, patreon.com/youhaveschoolpod, and just drop $1 a month. Fucking, what's $1? $1's not even a cup of coffee anymore.
Yeah.
So you would pay. You can't even get anything at the McDonald's is not a fucking dollar menu anymore. So just throw us $1.
You can give us the cost of one toll stop.
Yeah, literally one toll, and you're good.
For which, by the way, I'm gonna need because I'm gonna be driving to Pennsylvania soon.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm gonna need like $10 for toll money. So
fucking fork it up.
Come on.
All right.
Come on.
You know,
there's enough of you. It's not gonna hurt all of you.
Yeah, you know you've been laughing. We don't have fucking 500
By
total
the way, most of our
listens for a reason.
listeners are people from where we grew up, and we know you motherfuckers have money. Just because we grew up poor doesn't mean everybody you grew up with was poor. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, so fucking get with it.
Come on.
Throw us a little kashish. And
give us a reason to drop out of college, please.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to school anymore.
Shit sucks.
It does. It's terrible. I hate it.
So yeah, thank you. We love you. That was gay.
That was really gay. But we do love you. Adios.
Don't leave me hanging. Wait.
Trying to do that and look at the screen recording at the same time was a horrible idea.